Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's fill out the functions now, and I'm going to start off by doing the set item to index function. So from the target slot, I'm going to drag off and break the structure, uncheck everything, and then select the index. So all we need to do is tell the inventory what index or what slot to assign the item to. So I'll get the inventory slots array and get an internal function, which is called setArrayElement. Connect this to the input of the function execution pin, and for the index will be the target slot's index. For the item will just be the item to set, so I'll get this as a local variable. Right. Now let's update the data within the structure as well. Let's get the inventory slots again, drag off and get a reference, and we want it referenced to this index. And then lastly, let's update this reference by dragging off and setting the members in as inventory slot. Let's update the index, and let's also save the AC inventory reference here as well. Drag off and get a reference itself for the AC inventory, and for the index we'll just plug this up from the target slot input. Lastly, we'll need a way to tell our widget blueprint to update every time we try to set a new item. And we can do this by adding an event dispatcher, and I'll call this refresh desired slot. I'll add brackets for a S, so slot or slots, and I'll then add an input to this of type S inventory slot, and I'll call this inventory slot. Great. Now I can bring this into the graph, call it, and connect this to the structure. And for the output of this structure will be the inventory slot that we're trying to refresh. We can close this function now. We have the set slot quantity function to do now. This is going to be really simple. All I need is the inventory slots array. I'm going to get a reference to the target slots index as well. I'm going to hide all of the other unconnected pins. Now all we need to do is update the structure by calling set members, and the value that we want is the quantity, which we already have as an input, so I can just drag off here and search for quantity to get the function input. And then let's update our widget blueprint by using the event dispatcher. Now for the return value, we can just drag it here, connect it, and the structure update would be the return value as well. Done and done. Lastly, we have one more, which is the can stack and has space function. Let's open this up. So in here, the first thing we need to check for is the slot available. If it's not available, we make sure that the data asset within it contains an item or contains an asset, and then we can do a series of calculations to ensure that the item can be stacked, and if it can, then make sure that the item that we're trying to stack onto each other is actually the item that we need to stack onto. So let's basically make sure the item's ID matches. The first thing I'm going to do is get my isSlotAvailable function and connect my target slot input to it. I'll then add a branch, and if the slot is available, which means the data asset is not valid, then we don't want to do anything, just exit the function and call it a day. Now if this is false, let's get the inputs as local variables here, get the target slot, and I'm also going to get the slot to stack. I'll break the structure, duplicate it, and connect it to the slot to stack as well. And for this one, I don't need anything other than the item ID. For this one, I'll need everything other than the index and the inventory reference. Let's see. Right. Now let's ensure that this data asset is valid. So I'm going to drag off here and search for is valid. Connect this to your false pin, and now let's continue. we'll first need to make sure that the item can be stacked. So let's use the can stack item function for our target slot. And if it is, then let's add an AND boolean and add another pin, because we want to make sure that 3 things are true before exiting the function successfully. So let's connect the return node here and connect the AND boolean right here. We are asking for the maximum stack size, so we can just drag this in. And now let's do a series of calculations. First one is going to be if our item's ID matches each other. So let's connect this, and this will be our second condition. Now for the last one, it's rather simple as well. We're basically checking if our item's quantity is less than our maximum stack size. And this will be our third condition. Okay. Make sure this function is pure, and that is that. So in the next episode, we are going to set up our widget blueprint to display all of our inventory shots updating on screen. That's it for this one, guys.